welcome to Yo-Yo Sports World. Today we will talk about teams' goodness, their flaws, and what they need to work on. So, since the Eagles are now the reigning Super Bowl champions, we're going to talk about them. Now, the Eagles are a team that are really, really productive, and I could see them being a team for really good for the next 10 years because the Eagles have Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown. They got old guys, and they really, really, really have a good defense. And I think that overall we're going to be talking about 5 points why the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Oh, I mean second best team behind the Chargers. But so here's how it goes. Number 1, the Eagles lineup. They have a great defense, but their offense is really accelerating. When they have A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley, that's a dream team come true because you have Saquon Barkley great at running back, A.J. Brown great at wide receiver, and Jalen Hurts great at throwing the ball. Now, the problem with the Eagles at the start of the year was that they didn't. A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts weren't connecting. But at the end of the season, they really were, and they were having a great streak. And they ended up winning the Super Bowl, 40-24 against the Chiefs. I think I would like Saquon Barkley to be the Eagles' future. I think that Saquon Barkley has a lot of potential. He's been with the Giants for couple of years, like 4, 3, and I think that Saquon Barkley now, his future team is going to be the Eagles, and I think that's really cool because now the Eagles have a lot of guys out there. They catch the ball, to run the ball, to catch the ball again, to throw the ball. They had Kenny Pickett last year, so if Jalen Hurts got injured, they had another great quarterback, but he's now with the Browns. But now we have to talk about how they won the Super Bowl. You see, they were on a long streak. And after that long streak, they had, let's just say they had a lot of grip and teamwork to put together this great lineup. They went into the wild card facing the Packers, so they were obviously going to win that game, and they won that game. Then they had to face the Rams, so these are 2 easy games, and then they beat them. And then they had to face the Commanders, so they didn't really have a hard postseason, and they beat them. But then they had to face the Chiefs, and they beat them. So that they had 1 hard out of 4, so I wouldn't say that Chiefs are that good, gonna do that good this season if the Eagles beat them. I think that the Eagles are gonna have a mediocre season. That happened when they went to the Super Bowl and they were really good. The next season, they did really poor and they lost in the first round. The next year, they had a great year, won the Super Bowl. I think this year they're going to have like 11-6, 10-7, or 12-5. I don't think they're going to have that great 13-4 season or 14-3. I can't remember season again. I think that their defense, though, is something tough. They lost Kelsey. They lost, I forgot his front name. He gets me confused with Travis Kelsey. Jason Kelsey. They lost him. He got retired. He retired. He was a Super Bowl championship in 2017. I think that if the Eagles want to go again, they're going to have a little more connection and teamwork because their coach and their players don't really connect, so I don't think that the Eagles have, the great rep to win this year. Now, the Eagles have the most wild fan base in football right now. And I think it's a lot because they're doing really well. But that fan base gets super wild and too wild, and sometimes the Eagles get fined for it. And really doesn't help the Eagles. So the Eagles might have like some, if they have a bad season this year, they might have some wicked fans and they might get fined like $1 million overall. But overall, the Eagles are the second best team behind the Chargers. And I would put my money for them to be runners-up against the Chargers. Bye.